Great mountains rose around him as if carved by ancient titans, but even they seemed small beside the towering figure who trudged through the Freljord's endless snow. Gragas, equal parts booming laughter and looming menace, wandered the frozen waste with one purpose pulsing in his barrel-sized heart: the pursuit of the perfect ale. No one knew where he came from, only that he appeared one day with a cask on his back and a thirst that no tankard could satisfy. He scoured the land for rare herbs, strange roots, and anything that might bless his next brew, tasting every next mixture on the spot. More often than not, the results left him swaying with intoxicated delight and primed for trouble. Wherever Gragas went, silence fled. Taverns shook with sudden brawls, feasts erupted out of shattered furniture, and nights blurred into roaring celebrations that lasted until the sun threatened to rise. His arrival was always a sign. First would come the drinking, and then the destruction that followed in its wake. Welcome back, lore lovers, and to those stumbling in for the first time, welcome to Liandrug. Today, we journey into the frozen wilds of the Freljord, where barrels roll louder than thunder, and one colossal brewmaster leaves chaos, laughter, and shattered kegs in his wake. Gragas lived by two great passions, though one always edged out the other. Fighting came easily to him, but drinking ruled his soul. His thirst pushed him far beyond the safety of taverns and towns, driving him to gather the strangest roots, herbs, and frost-bitten oddities to throw into his ever-bubbling still. Every new bash held promise, and every gulp carried danger. With fist as eager as his thirst, he could crack open a keg as effortlessly as he cracked a skull, and sharing a drink with him was a gamble few forgot. Yet for all his love of ale, his immense frame betrayed him. Barrel after barrel disappeared down his throat, but true intoxication always slipped from his grasp. One fateful night, surrounded by empty kegs and disappointment, a rare spark, an actual thought, struck him. Why not craft a brew so powerful that even he would finally feel its full, dizzying glory? Right then, he swore to create the ultimate ale. His search for perfection led him into the heart of the Freljord, guided by rumors of the purest Arctic waters hidden in lands few dared to cross. He wandered endlessly through a storm that refused to break, until a vast, roaring abyss opened before him. There, glimmering untouched by time or warmth, lay a shard of ice more perfect than glass. It refused to melt, pulsed with cold, and when steeped into his brew, transformed it into something astonishing, smooth, potent, and forever chilled. Gragas, enchanted by his discovery, stumbled back toward civilization, eager to share his newest creation. His blurred vision landed on a tense gathering of two Freljordian tribes, locked in a failing negotiation with Ashe. While she welcomed any pause in the rising conflict, the others bristled at the drunken giant who barged into their talks. Their insults flew, and Gragas, ever the diplomat, answered with a resounding headbutt. What followed was a clash so wild it would be remembered among the great brawls of the frozen north. When bruises started to fade and consciousness returned, Ashe offered a new solution: a shared drink instead of sharpened weapons. Foam cooled their anger, laughter thawed old grudges, and over Gragas' miraculous brew the tribes found common ground. Peace, at last, for the moment, replaced the threat of war. But Gragas' dream remained out of reach. His ultimate drunken bliss still eluded him. So he turned once more to the endless tundra, chasing new ingredients, new experiments, and the promise of Runeterra's perfect pint. Lore lovers, if you are enjoying the story, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, lets me brew even more videos for you, and keeps our little lore tavern alive and thriving. In the story, a well-earned tip, Gragas is mentioned. High in the frozen mountains between Demacia and Freljord, young Eagle works in his uncle Jasper's shabby inn, earning coin to help his sick little sister. One winter night, long after closing, a suspicious band of armed men pushes through the door, led by an old merchant with a velvet cloak. They order the cheapest ale, waiting for an associate to arrive. Then the floorboards shake. A giant with a beard like burning straw steps inside, Gragas himself, drawn to the drinks list behind the bar. The merchant tries to pull him into some secret deal involving rare Shuriman ingredients, but Gragas is focused on buying a drink. An expensive one Jasper doesn't always have. The Sun Gold Porter exists only on the menu, meant to impress travelers. When Gragas orders it, Jasper panics and mixes 3 cheap ales into one massive stein, forcing terrified Eagle to deliver the fake drink. At the table, the merchant reveals his true price, a jeweled lockbox said to contain Azir's tears, a priceless ancient spice perfect for brewing. But Gragas' master nose catches something wrong in both the drink and the spice. The fake ale, the fake heirloom, all of it stinks. A silent warning flickers in his eyes. Eagle dives for cover, Gragas erupts. The table flips, axes flash from beneath the guards' cloaks. Gragas meets them with nothing but his fists. In the chaos, Jasper screams and bolts out of the door. Barrels burst loose, rolling through the room in a crashing wave of ale and foam that knocks guards flying. One man tries to strike, but Gragas hurls a whole barrel at him, blasting both the guard and half the wall clean off the mountain. When the dust settles, the merchant groans on the floor under the spilled content of his own lockbox. Just worthless mummy dust. Gragas growls at his deceit, then turns to Eagle. The boy approaches, shaking. Gragas only grants a brewing critic. Jasper should go easier on the forcings, and then presses the glittering lockbox into Eagles' hands. Among the snows of the Freljord, Gragas drifts in and out of alliances much like he drifts in and out of taverns, loudly, unexpectedly, and rarely with a plan. His ties to the Avarosan are no exception. No one truly knows why he favors their banner, only that fate once pulled him straight into one of their most fragile moments. 2 tribes stood at the edge of war, locked in a tense negotiation with Ashe herself trying to guide them toward peace. Then Gragas stumbled into the gathering drunk, cheerful, and oblivious to the storm he was walking into. His presence, unwelcome and ill-timed, cracked the strained silence. Insults flew. Gragas, true to his nature, answered with his fists. The brawl that followed left the snow stained and the tribes scattered unconscious. Yet when everyone finally woke, Ashe offered a different path. One settled not by blades, but by shared cups. Gragas' brew filled those cups, warming tempers and smoothing old grudges. Slowly the tribes found common ground, united for a moment by the very ale that had caused the chaos. Since then, Gragas has been considered a loose, unpredictable ally of the Avarosan, one whose arrival may bring trouble, but just as often, unexpected peace. Thank you for watching, lore lovers. If this tale stirred your curiosity, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more journeys through Runeterra and beyond. And don't forget to join our Discord, our cozy corner where lore lovers gather, talk stories, share theories and build a welcoming home for all wanderers of the world. Until next time, may your tankard stay full and your stories even fuller.